Hi everybody, Jared here with Day Traders FX. I hope you guys are having a great day. We have got some interesting setups to talk about, some really good stuff actually. Markets are getting a little bit choppy, but there's some really good things to be getting into. So quickly, just a little look. You can see the U.S. markets have made a pretty decent comeback. About 100 and we're somewhere between 120 points or so up on the Dow. S&P's up a big chunk. Remember, we had a really rough last week after the Fed news. Oil's back up just a little bit. Gold's still looking like it wants to creep down into that $1,200 area. We've seen a lot of news today. Draghi gave a kind of a little surprise speech. Durable goods orders came out better than expected. Consumer confidence better than expected. Housing better than expected. So that was all pretty good stuff. Going into tomorrow, we don't have any really U.S. news. We do have, you can see we've got a little bit of U.K. news and some New Zealand news, so shouldn't affect the U.S. dollar too terribly much tomorrow. But we've got some good setups in the meantime to keep our eye on, namely the euro dollar. So we watched the euro dollar during Draghi's speech. Things kind of started to run down, and then it was helped along by the positive durable goods orders. And you can see that the euro came down and just about tested the low of the week. Low of the week you can see is around 130.58, and we got all the way down to about 130.64, and then it's kind of holding pretty well. We might end up with a nice little double bottom here. One of the things that I'm looking at on the euro dollar is particularly a couple of things actually. Number one, we have this nice reversal candle right here. That's a very positive, strong candle. It's bounced off the 200-day moving average. Pretty good support right there. Plus, we have some existing support kind of running through this area, and so it looks like it might be able to hold. That's thing number one. Thing number two is you can definitely see on the 4-hour chart the 200 moving average kind of stopped the market from getting higher, as well as the 23% fib. But one thing that I'm looking at here is I'm looking at the fact that we've kind of peaked above the 23% fib level, and I think that might just be enough to get this euro dollar to hold the euro dollar at this reversal candle from the daily chart, and we've got a nice little reversal candle on the 1-hour chart that's holding still. That might be enough to get us up into at least the weekly pivot slash the 38% fib before things start to head back down. I think the euro might be headed into 128.50 area sooner than later. But in the meantime, I think we might have one more move up, one more move into this weekly pivot, 38% fib, before everything starts crumbling down. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Basically, I think we have a good opportunity to buy against this low. We're currently about 32, 33 pips off that low. Buying against that low looks pretty good, and I think we might have a nice opportunity to run this up towards 13200. Might be a little bit of a tough battle getting there. You can see that we've kind of just chopped around in here for the last couple of days, but I think we might be able to get there. So let's keep our eye on that and look for that opportunity to get long there. And then ultimately, definitely looking to get short around 13200 if we get there. Against some of these upper areas, I'm not sure exactly where I would have my stop and exact entry, but somewhere around 13200 I'd love to get short and head towards that 128.50. If we don't get that, then definitely a break of this low could get us up into there as well. So a couple of things I'm looking at on the euro dollar for the moment. Pound dollar is a very similar situation. You can see the pound dollar kind of broke as well. We had a little move down, and it's just kind of chopping around. A little bit of a bullish reversal candle right there, not super strong. We've already taken out the weekly pivot on the pound dollar, but similar situation here. If we look at this 4-hour chart, you can see that from the high to the low, we've run up, and we're just consolidating around the 200 moving average and around that kind of general area there. It almost looks like the pound dollar is making a short-term small inverted head and shoulders pattern right here. We could see that coming, so that'll be something to watch for. We do have a big bearish engulfing candle right there, so that's not super great on the bullish side of things. But I think we have the same type of situation. We've kind of been huddling around this 23% fib, and I think we have a good opportunity to buy against this low as well. Now, we're a little further away from this low than we are in the euro dollar. We're about 70 pips or so. But a little bit of a dip down and an opportunity to buy that weakness and head up towards the 200 moving average area, the 150, almost 15500, I would say would be a fairly reasonable target for this kind of shorter term run up on the euro dollar. Same thing as the, on the pound dollar, but same thing on the euro dollar. We have this very bullish reversal candle on the daily chart. This is something that I am happy to trade against, but I think we need to get just a little bit more push down before we buy against this low. So let's just look for a little bit more of a dip, but very, very bullish on that potential move up. So euro dollar, pound dollar, very similar on those daily candles for some further upside. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, and then ultimately, yeah, I would love to get short pound dollar around 155.00. I think we have a good opportunity there. Aussie dollar is giving us just about the exact same thing. You can see the Aussie dollar here. If we look at this range on the 4-hour chart, we've come quite a little distance down here. You can see it's about a 500 pip range over a week and a half. This has run up and gotten above the 23% fib several times, come just shy of the weekly pivot and just shy of the 38% fib, and I think we're going to get there. I actually really think we're going to get there. Now, same thing, very, very strong bullish reversal candle on this daily chart. So this is very, very good to trade against. Very, very good to trade against. But we have a similar type situation in that we're a little bit off that, a little ways off that low, 118 pips or so. So it's going to be a little tricky. A few things to watch for will be, look for some breakouts. We've got a nice little test of that level. Look for a breakout and more of a double bottom or even a triple bottom in here, and buy on that dip against that daily candle. And let's trade this thing up towards the 38% fib. I think if we try to get in on the break to the upside, it's going to be a little too messy on this Aussie dollar. So I think a better option is going to be get a break, get a little bit of a dip here, and buy this thing down more around 91, maybe 80, 90, even 9200. Somewhere in that area down there would probably be a good spot to trade against that low. So that's what I'm looking for on the euro or on the Aussie dollar. So euro dollar, pound dollar, Aussie dollar are all very, very similar. We have great reversal candles. I'm not bullish on any of these. I just think we have a short-term run up before they start really heading down into some of those bigger, lower levels, which I think they will get to. So let's be ready for that. Yen pairs are looking messy, if ever they have been looking messy. You can see there's kind of a nice sequence of lower highs and a little bit of a short-term channel here. So it's behaving, it's staying in the channel fairly well, but it's a lot of chop, and I don't love to trade all that chop, but so far, it just looks a little messy for me, so I'm not doing anything on the euro yen for the moment, not doing anything on the pound yen for obvious reasons, and also not doing anything on the Aussie yen for obvious reasons. Things are really choppy there. So and then just keep an eye on gold. Watch gold against this double bottom, triple bottom low area here. We might see a nice break. And then in the meantime, let's just be ready on euro dollar, pound dollar, Aussie dollar. I think those are going to be great setups. They're going to be great trades. Let's go for it. Best of luck, guys. Remember to follow me on Twitter at DayTradersFX. Thanks, everyone.